So I'm going to show you quickly how to add a bookmark field on a blank document, which can be used to insert the Practice Manager client ID for the APS internal form creation. So the first thing we need to do is there is a document containing all the bookmark names that work with Practice Manager Quick Word Merge. So as you can see in the left side here, salutation, date, mailing name, first name, partner and subject, and that's what the data looks like. Reference, middle name, last name, title, sort name, which is that field there, initials, and a bookmark name called attribute ID, which is the actual client Practice Manager ID. In this case, for this client, it's 594, and then you've got entity name, and then you've got things like attention, phone, mobile. So all of these words can be used to create merged templates. So let's create a very basic template, and you would have first of all the client's name. So the first thing we need to do is to see if our software has this developer tab entry at the top. If it doesn't, you need to go to File and Options and select the custom ribbon. When you choose the custom ribbon, you'll see the developer option here. Mine's already enabled. So you need to enable it for us to be able to insert some fields which will contain the bookmark values. So now what we can do is we might say we want the salutation in here or the client's name. So we basically go to Develop. We click on this icon called Legacy Tools and drill down. And the first option there is the text form field. So you select that and it drops in an empty box that you need to now map to the bookmark name that equates to one of these particular words. So I'm going to use sort name, for example, as the first entry on the document. So go back to the Word document, right mouse click on it and click Properties, and in the bookmark area we need to type exactly the bookmark name. So now that you've got the bookmark name, I might do a couple of carriage returns. I might want to put the mailing address. So let's just quickly look at what that is. And the mailing address is the address. So let's then put another bookmark in, say further down, and another legacy form field. Right mouse click on it, Properties, and it was address. And then further down you'll have all your content in here. You might have dear, space, and then we'll add the salutation. Once again, right mouse click, go to Properties, and in the bookmark area, salutation. And of course we need to make sure we get the spelling right, so let's just double check. It's salutation, which is correct. Okay, so the next one is we might start filling in the body of the letter, and then down below you might want to put near the bottom of the document the internal barcode identification that's required for it to separate and identify. By default we start off with an asterisk, we put the letter A and the letter B, and the next point we need to insert another index field, and it's in this case the index field bookmark name is called attribute ID. So just double check that in a moment, make sure I've spelt that right. So if I look at the quick merge template, attribute ID will give me that value. Now I've got the attribute ID. You've decided to call this form a document relating to engagement letter, so let's call the form an engagement letter, EL, and it's for the 2018 year, so we put EL18. So we keep it down to 2 characters, 2 alpha characters to describe the form, and 2 numeric values describing the year that it's related to, and then we put an asterisk at the end of it. The next thing we do is we change it from an Arial font, we change it to a font called free 3 of 9. So I'm looking for a font called Free 3 of 9, and you need to change the size of it to 28 point size. The next thing we want to do is we should just below it maybe display in a very small font the details of what's in the barcode. Some clients will like to see that value. Also, if the barcode is damaged, when it comes to validating it in Kofax, you can actually manually key in the client ID and the form ID because you can basically see it in small font. So the next thing I want to do is I will just change my font down to something like an Arial, and I'll probably go to about an 8 point size. So I move to the next line. I might space it and just put it somewhere in the middle, and then I'll do just AB, and then I'll insert, once again using the Developers tab, the field, and the bookmark that I'm going to insert again, I'm going to use the same bookmark, attribute ID, and then we call the form engagement letter 18. So that's what we can see when we print it. So now, of course, you would fill it in with the content of your letter and any other merge fields that's applicable, and then you now need to save it as a template. So I'm just going to store it on my local machine under my ADV 2000 in this area here, and I'm going to call it engagement letter 2018, and it's going to be a template. So just make sure that you actually drop it into the correct location. And now that template's been saved, I can now go into Practice Manager, go into Console, find the client, Reports, Quick Merge, choose if it's a postal address or street address that I want to merge, click Merge, choose my engagement letter template, and it will merge those details into the document. So you can see the salutation, and you can see the client ID 594 is embedded, and in the barcode, if we decide to just have a quick peek at it and just change the font to just something like Arial or something like that, or any other font, you can see that it's got AB, the client's attribute or client ID, then EL18, and it's got the star and asterisk. So that to me tells me that that barcode is a good barcode, and it'll work when we print it, or if we decide to convert it to PDF and then process it. And so that's the way of doing it. Now that we've created the word merge form, we need to add the EL18 to the PM Digital Imaging console. Let's go to the Digital Imaging interface, and let's find any one of the existing forms that exist in there, and you should have a TR form. And if you look for anything that's got TR in it, you can just utilize that, and what that does basically, it brings you forward to this batch class document class. From here I can just double check that I click on the details page and say File and add a new form. So it's going to add a new form to the batch class and document class. So we decided to call it EL18. Now if I'm going to map it to Practice Manager or Virtual Cabinet, I can pick and choose at this point. So for PM, for the document description, I might use something like the PM client sort name. So I'll add that to the list up here, and then what I might do is I might want to add a text constant of a space hyphen space, and then the word engagement letter 2018 signed, and add that to the list. So for PM, I'm describing the document as the client's sort name, engagement letter 2018 signed. I'm going to choose mail message as a category, I'm going to use a particular fee earner. I might just use Bruce as a fee earner for this document, and I'm going to store it against the matter managed folder. So if I look at the matter, I should be able to see managed folder entry, and I want it linked into PM DocStore. So I've now created a new form called EL18. It's going to, when it sees it, it's going to file it in PM under this environment, and then all I need to do is make sure that my Word template contains a entry below a barcode value, that if we look at it within a normal font, it has the word AB. It contains a bookmark which contains the attribute ID and the word EL for the form name 18. So you're now ready to use the EL18 form, print them out, scan them, and process them through the batch class called APS internal barcode. Thank you.